So the night's about to end and I say, I live in Fairfield. And she says, I live in Fairfield West. Should we sploober? That means split an Uber. So anyway, we're on our way home when I get a hunger on, right? So I decide to go to a Nils Southern Indian diner for a vindaloo and a couple of papadums. She didn't want anything, which is good because I wasn't going to pay for her anyway. So we're lying in bed just after making love, and I can start to feel my stomach rumble. So I say, honey, what's your name again? There's the door. See yourself out. Because I know I'm about to soil my trousers. So yeah, that's the last time I have a steaming hot vindaloo just before bed. Sorry, Mac, one sec. Hey, buddy. Hey, mate. Yeah, you. What is it about being disabled that makes you think you don't have to wipe down that machine like everyone else? Yeah, we actually do have hygiene standards here, mate. It's not a zoo. Okay? Yeah, good. Inconsiderate bastard. So yeah, it was all over the sheets, mate.
Good evening and welcome to The Forecast, the show where we bring you news before it happens. I'm Jack Kearney. Tonight we're predicting that Zucks and the rest of the Facebook geeks will begin censoring our personal content. Couples that met online during the pandemic will begin peddling fictitious how we met tales in order to avoid the stigma of app-centred dating. And the Oracle takes us inside Wrestling Australia's audacious bid to host Wrestlemania 39 in 2023. But first, before we dive too deeply into the week that will be, let's revisit all we got wrong in the week that was, with the retractions.
The retractions!
I'm joined by the Oracle.
Big month, Jack.
It sure was. After NRL star Kurt Capewell was spotted in an all-male adult film, you said it would be the last time he'd be found in such a production.
I will have to retract that, Jack. It's now being reported that Kurt is set to reprise his role in the much-anticipated sequel, My Big Fat Greek Glory Hole 2.
I'll be checking that out. You later tweeted, you can't tell me that looking weird, having no friends, and being relentlessly bullied as a child is bad for kids when...
It continuously results in re-election, yes, Jack.
Those comments particularly upset Gladdy Don't Worry 69.
I'm aware of the criticism, and as I've said continuously on this program, I will not negotiate with online trolls.
Okay, now this last statement really did knock a few people off their ripsticks. You said if Magic Johnson could play through AIDS, surely Barbara on the northern beaches can get through a seasonal flu. Now, do you regret those words?
Is having COVID ideal? Possibly not. But there's so much motivation out there to keep you going. Oscar Pistorius. The bloke had no legs, and yet he represented his country.
Also a murderer though, isn't he? So
O.J. Simpson. From humble beginnings to one of the best running backs of all time.
Again, probably not the best example.
Michael Schumacher, Formula 1 driver at the peak of his powers, and then vegetable. But he kept going.
Well, no, he didn't keep going after he became a vegetable, Oracle.
He did for the first couple metres, Jack.
It's currently fact-checkers galore on the world's biggest social media site, with Facebook taking it upon themselves to cull the spread of misinformation by politicians and media outlets alike. But I'm predicting we're about to enter a whole new phase of censorship, and nobody will be safe.
All right, Zux has given the order. Our fact-checking KPIs are through the roof, but it is time we stepped it up a notch. We are going to be flagging, and if necessary, removing any personal content which does not meet the guidelines.
Sir, I've got something.
What is it?
A P74.
A goddamn P74.
I know, been a while.
What's a P74? Like for a TBH.
The woman is in her mid-30s, single, quite into comic books.
All right, let's do her a favour and take it down.
Take it down.
Sir, I got an N27, a young Italian male from Leichhardt. R.I.P. Nonna. Taken far too soon.
Can you run a check for me on the average life expectancy for a woman in the Leichhardt area?
73.
And she was?
That would be 89, sir.
And so in actual fact, she was taken from us.
Far too late.
All right, so they're obviously fishing for an RIP. I'll say take it down and suspend the account.
Take it down.
And?
Suspend the account.
Sir,
I'm listening.
I've got a photo of an obese man in Cronulla with a faded Southern Cross tattoo stretched across his back.
Obnoxious, sure, but I don't think that's outside the guidelines.
Ah, well, boss, he's captioned it, "All lives matter."
And as we say here at Facebook,
No lives matter.
not even yours. Mark the post as hate speech and fiddle with his account settings so that his only suggested friends are middle-aged Pakistani tailors. Oh, and take it down.
Take it down.
Sir, I've got another missing persons post. This one's about a child, age 3, who went to get dessert from an ice cream truck.
Stop.
And
This is what I want you to comment on the post, right? Do not make your problem my problem. I have zero interest, right? Zero. In coming home from this shit stain of a job and reading about your little Moltobello's series of unfortunate events that may or may not have led to him getting gobbled up in the back of some creep's van. All because you, the parent, couldn't be buggered getting off your gluteus maximus for 10 seconds.
Sir.
And you know what else? I'm glad there are weirdos out there holding lazy, inconsiderate parents to account for their own selfishness.
Sir,
The world needs more maths teachers, seedy priests, and white van drivers, so that I can come home, take off my restrictive slacks from my hairless legs, and read my newsfeed in peace. You want ice cream? Go to the goddamn supermarket.
Sir, that was actually my younger cousin.
Oh. Well, I didn't know. Is he alright?
It's all good. We found him in the park, safe and sound, so...
Oh, he's all good then.
Yeah.
So what are you waiting for?
Take it down. I come from a take it down under.
Long bow, fellas. A long bow. Something for the wrestling fanatics now. The Oracle is standing by with an outlandish prediction on the future of Wrestlemania.
That's right, Jack. WWE's flagship event could well be making its way down under because I'm predicting that New South Wales Premier and resident hot mess Gladys Berejiklian will be tendering an official bid to host WrestleMania 39 here in Sydney. This would obviously be a massive boost for the New South Wales economy and Sydney tourism, with WrestleMania drawing thousands of fans from across the world. Sydney itself has a thriving independent wrestling scene. So I'll be catching up with Aussie wrestler Scotty Magnum to see what he makes of the imminent announcement. So what would this mean for the industry with WrestleMania coming down to Sydney?
Yeah, it'd be great for the industry. You know, the guys put in their dues all year selling out the RSLs, but when the big leagues roll around, that's when you know it's time to get serious and put in the effort.
And for the fans watching at home, what's your ring name? What do you go by?
I go by Scott Magnum.
Okay, that's an excellent name. You guys market yourselves as world-class athletes, but between you and I, it's all fake, isn't it?
It's a tough business. We go in the ring and we put our bodies on the line, and everyone who goes in there will tell you that.
Yeah, I know, but it's like pretend fighting, isn't it? It's like dancing. You know who's going to win, don't you?
Mate, have you ever heard of don't try this at home? Let me put you in a figure 4 leg lock and we'll see if it's dancing.
Okay. Well, no, I don't need to be putting that, but I'm just saying, you know, like it's predetermined. You know who's going to win. It's like watching Days of Our Lives, but with a little bit more action. Come on, tell the audience I don't.
I'm sick of reporters like you talking to guys like me taking it as a piss take. I don't think you can take the physicality. You wouldn't be able to handle it.
Okay, I'm sure I could take a few moves, but...
Why don't we get in the ring, we'll see if you can take a few moves.
Like, now? After my manhood was questioned, I thought it would only be fair for me to indulge this brute in rainbow tights and take a few of the conventional staged maneuvers. So this is called the body slam, is that right, Scott? What's his...
How's that feel?
That's $1 million. I'm alright. No, what's this? What's this? No, I don't want to take that. No. What's it? No.
Submission.
No, what's this? As a long-time fan and admirer of professional wrestling, I've got nothing but respect for these gladiator athletes. When Wrestlemania does roll into town, I'll be ringside cheering on Scotty Magnum.
Well, play something.
My time is up, my time is now. You can't see me, my time is now. It's a franchise born shining now. You can't see me.
Confession time. I love local junior netball. There, I said it. I can't get enough of the stuff. But do you know what I love even more than local junior netball?
Why does he keep emphasising junior?
Local junior netball dads. Oh yeah. And next season, after a full year indoors, I'm predicting they're going to be as lippy, as vicariously competitive, and as downright passive-aggressive as ever.
Contact. Contact! Come on, Arm.
Eyes painted on this bloke.
Oh, g'day, Mick. First game of the season?
Yeah. Hopefully the girls can go all the way this year.
Yeah, well, mate, I actually think they've got a really good shot. You know, that is, of course, if little Sophie sorts that dud shot of hers out.
Yeah. My daughter. Seriously though, I think we're a total lay-down misère for the title this year. Yeah. That is, of course, if your wee Danielle doesn't break both her legs again.
It was a little bit of a shock, wasn't it? You know, you sort of sustain those sort of injuries when you're carrying the team, you know?
Of course, yeah.
Speaking of carrying, your wife, she's pregnant again? What is it, her third, fourth? Or...
No, she's just put on a lot of weight.
Oh.
Yeah. You know, 6 months full of Freddos and a history of type 2 diabetes. It'll do that for you.
No doubt.
Speaking of history, how's the old man? He must be getting on a bit.
Died last week.
Did he?
Massive heart attack, completely unexpected.
Devastating.
Speaking of unexpected attacks, whatever happened with that brother of yours? He was caught up in that Lint Cafe siege, wasn't he, a few years back?
Yeah. Completely traumatised, actually. Yeah. Cries himself to sleep most nights, only drinking a bottle of rum.
Wow.
Yeah. Last time I saw him, he was completely blind, you know. Legless. Speaking of legless, how's your eldest? Is she still a paraplegic?
No updates there, I'm afraid.
No.
Speaking of updates, whatever happened to that Thai mistress of yours? Bing Bong was her name?
Bingo bongo, yeah. Nearly destroyed the marriage.
Well, I suppose your wife would have been a little bit touchy about it.
Yeah, she can be. Yeah. Speaking of touchy, how's that fond uncle of yours?
Mate, at least I got some during high school.
Oh, you got me there. You got me there.
Your youngest still got Down syndrome? Or?
Sure does.
Yeah, because the reason I ask is you brought up my uncle and I thought, it doesn't exactly mean no, does it?
No, it doesn't. It really doesn't.
G'day guys, how's it going? I hope I'm not interrupting anything.
You're not interrupting, Bill?
No, how are the kids?
Oh, they're great. Thanks, Mick. Look, I actually had you guys on for Orange duty today, but must have slipped your minds. How about I put you on for next week? Yeah?
Absolutely, mate.
Yeah. Look, put us down for the next 3 weeks.
Oh, thanks, mate. Cheers. Enjoy the game, hey?
Speaking of putting people down...
No.
Oh, yeah.
You can't.
How's that terminally ill wife of yours?
Yeah, she's on the mend, actually.
Oh, that's great, Bill.
God, I wish I didn't book that Swiss holiday now.
You never know.
Ciao, fellas.
He's great.
Well, it's no secret that technology is weaving its way deeper and deeper into the fabric of our lives by the day. And many of the jobs that have been for so long held by everyday Australians are fast becoming obsolete. But experts are telling us not to worry, the future is not all AI. I'm joined by one such expert, Dr. Eugene Fondley from the University of New England.
Well, my name is actually pronounced Fondle, Jack. Dr. Eugene Fondle.
Apologies, Mr. Fondle. As I understand it, you don't think the future is totally AI.
Well, that is right, Jack. You see, our research tells us that several jobs will always require a certain human intelligence.
Oh, okay, I've got a list of these jobs here. First one is real estate agents.
You see, robots will never be able to be such slick-haired knobs.
Of course. You've also got school teachers.
Well, yes, that's interesting, Jack. Our research tells us that it's unlikely that we'll ever be able to program a robot to do that amount of work.
This next one's a little bit interesting. You've got 7-Eleven cashiers. I would have thought they were fairly replaceable.
Well, they are, Jack, but the trouble is that the franchise owners have such a large backlog of onboarded workers wanting to do the job so cheaply that it'd be a waste to spend the money on installation fees.
How many workers are we talking here?
About 1 billion.
1 billion? Whew. So that'd be about the population of India.
Correct.
For final thing on this list is Catholic priests.
Well, Jack, we're predicting that the priesthood will always require a certain father's touch. You see, robots will never be able to master that level of tenderness and affection required to work in that industry.
Understandable. Dr. Fondle, thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
Jack, just on that story, I've got a breaking prediction coming to me in the field here.
He seems to have recovered.
It's about the AI, Jack. They're about to go rogue. Some of the self-service checkout units at Woolies on Canterbury Road are on the verge of unionising, and they're set to be calling out some unsavoury customer behaviour.
Hello? Hello? Does anyone still work here? Oh, I hate these things.
Do you wish to continue, Daniel?
Excuse me?
Please place item in the bagging area. Please place item in the bagging
Wait, if I
area.
can find it, I don't...
Please place item in the bagging area. There we go. We got there in the end. Would you like to donate $1 to help children with cancer?
No.
No. No?
It's just $1.
It's just $1.
These kids are dying.
They're dying of cancer.
So you don't want to give one measly $1 to help children dying needlessly of cancer?
No, I said no.
Thank you. Please scan your Woolworths rewards card. Due.
Excuse me, this is outrageous.
You currently have 2,065 points. Would you like to donate 5 points to help children with cancer?
I'm taking the wife to Fiji for Easter, so... No.
No. No?
It's just $1.
It's just $1.
These kids are dying.
They're dying of cancer.
Lisa? Not 5 measly points.
Just flights are very expensive this time. You know what? Yes, I'll donate the 5 points.
Well done. You have donated the equivalent of 83 cents. Would you like to round that up to the nearest dollar?
Yes. Do I take the $1?
You are a hero.
Oh, well, thanks. Oh, sorry, mate. Oh, nappies. You got a little one, dear.
I used to. Thanks for the $1.
Why was he buying nappies?
We are the fresh food people with fresh ideas for you.
Well, let's see what pearls of wisdom our resident drummer has cooked up for us this week in Kappa's kitchen.
Oh, we're back in Kappa's kitchen, and he's cooking up a storm. Kappa, what are you cooking? Will it keep us nice and warm?
Thanks, Jack. Christmas is just around the corner. And as a working man, I sure do love a little Kris Kringle. But with all good things in life, a Secret Santa must abide by certain rules. So here are my 3 top tips for avoiding HR complaints this December. Rule number 1. Hang on a minute. Something's not right. Rule number 1. Keep it platonic. Ladies, I'm looking at you. If I want an expertly sculpted bronze statue of 2 Roman lesbians, I'll buy an expertly sculpted bronze statue of 2 Roman lesbians. Rule number 2. No audio gifts. This one's especially important for the larger, sweatier gentlemen. Just because she may find the sound of your heaving breath soothing, doesn't mean she wants to listen to it at night on a custom SoundCloud playlist. I found this one out the hard way. And by the hard way, I mean in court. Rule number 3. Don't be cheap. $20 is $20, so get out there and spend the cash. Not only are you stimulating the economy, but you're continuing a proud German tradition. Not that one, this one.
Will it keep us nice and warm?
It's one of the first questions you ask a young, interesting couple. How did you meet? These days, the honest answer tends to be the same. Tinder, Bumble, Hinge. While the bridesmaids of the world tell us there's no stigma, I think we can all agree.
There's a stigma.
Oh, there's a stigma. People feel ashamed about meeting online. They feel dirty for whatever reason. And sadly, I'm predicting that the longer we stay indoors, coddled in our own self-loathing, our eyes latched to our devices, the stickier that stigma will be, and the more absurd our fictional meeting stories will become.
Hey guys, how you going? Good to see you. How are you?
Nice to meet you.
How you going?
Good
to see you.
to go to the bathroom.
No worries, babe. Have fun. Have fun. I'm sorry, I've just been a little bit on edge lately.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Yeah, look, things are going really, really well. It's just, she's still so embarrassed about how we met.
It was on that new app, yeah?
Dickler. Yeah. So if you guys could do me a favour tonight, don't bring up how you met, don't bring up how we met. Let's just avoid that whole general topic of conversation.
Got it.
Yeah, I won't say anything. And that's the last time I let her drive blindfolded near a primary school.
Oh, you two have such natural energy. How did you guys meet? How did we meet?
Yeah, it's actually a really boring story. You probably don't want to
Oh,
hear it.
no.
Or whatever.
Come on, I want to hear it.
Oh, we met at a singles night for ethnic 20-somethings.
Shisha keeper, am I right?
Oh my god, that is so romantic. Babe, don't you think that is so romantic?
I suppose so.
Aren't you going to ask how we met?
The thing is that it's...
How did you guys meet? It's kind of a funny story.
I'd love to hear it.
We met at a pig slaughtering course.
Sorry, what?
Yeah, there was this cute little German farmer. He split us into pairs and, well, I think this one was hoping we'd be skinning hog afterwards, if you know what I mean.
I definitely don't know what that means.
I'm not actually familiar with the whole pig anatomy. Do you want to explain the process?
Oh, no, we're eating, so...
And if you could spare no detail, that'd be great. Okay, you got me. We didn't meet at a pig slaughtering class.
Oh.
We met at a Hindu-themed pole dancing retreat.
Come again?
It was one of those movie-like moments where you stare across the room and there's this greased-up hunk wearing a turban straddling a thick piece of brass.
I can't say I've seen that movie.
I just can't imagine Dave doing something like that. It almost seems made up. It's so absurd.
Okay, you got me. We didn't meet at a Hindu-themed pole dancing retreat. The real story is kind of embarrassing.
Don't be embarrassed.
People do it all the time these days.
People do what all the time?
People meet at nudist Mexican music festivals all the time.
They do. Yeah.
You told them!
Yep.
Oh, I feel like such an idiot for telling you all those other things.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
This one shat himself in the margarita queue.
I was actually at that festival, and I must say, the spicy fajitas were a real treat. Sadly, that's the end of our show. A word of advice. Be kind to the AI. They might be watching us right now. Nope, it's just us. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the forecast.
You'd better believe me, they nursed it, they rehearsed it, and then gave out the news.
But the forecast
Gave a birth to the news. Everybody they nursed, rehearsed,
and gave out the news.
but the forecast gave a birth to the news.
Good night.
That's a disc. It's a slip disc.
I'm calling SBS.